Hi there. Today I want us to talk about how we can manage our references using Microsoft Office Word. Now, in the previous two videos, I talked about managing references using tools such as Medley and Zotero. Now, the only major difference between managing references using dedicated tools such as Medley and Zotero and Word document is that in Word document, you can only store references for one particular task or for one particular writing exercise that you want to do. Unlike Mendeley and Sotero, you cannot access your references across devices or across different documents that you want to work on. Now, for the Word document, it's a bit straightforward and simple. I'll take you step by step on how to populate your references, how to generate bibliography, how to edit, and so on and so forth. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to insert some dummy text that will guide us through the process for us to understand where do we put reference and how do we reference that. So you can put a dummy text using this simple command. We're going to put a dummy text of 5 paragraphs, each with 8 sentences. So we put that text there. Now we want to reference this document step by step using only Microsoft Office Word. So we want to go to the reference tab here. And as you can see, reference tab has many groups, and all these groups are not going to be used for this particular task. We're only going to focus on one particular group, which is called citation and bibliography. And under this, we want to use only citation and bibliography and the referencing style here. Now, by default, my Word document is set to reference in APA. You can change this to Chicago, Harvard, IEEE, among others, MLA. All these references are available. So whichever you select will appear here, and all the referencing will be applied based on this referencing style. So for the case of this discussion, let us use APA 6th edition and now start populating our references. Now, before you even think of where you're going to get references from or how you're going to add references, the first thing is to ensure that you understand the difference between citation and bibliography. Citations are going to appear inside the text of your paper. So these are the references that are available inside the text. So like the way you provide a text here, and bibliography are the ones that appear at the bottom of the paper. So that's the main difference. You put the cursor where you want the reference to appear. Then you come here to insert citation, and this dialog box will appear, which enables you to populate your Word document with the references that you want to use. Now, having this dialog box, the first thing here is the type of the source. Is it an article? Is it a book? Is it a video? Is it a periodical? And so on and so forth. Now, the language is either English UK or English US. Now, you'd want to leave the language default because it's not good to change the language used in the reference. So if a reference uses UK language, you're supposed to cite it as it is. If it uses US language, you're supposed to cite as it is. So you're going to leave our language as default. Now the author here is simply the author's name, the title of the journal or the book, the journal name if it is a journal, the year when it was published, number of pages, and so on and so forth. So we'll do step by step to show you how we can populate these citation. So I have prepared some sources here on COVID-19, and this is one of the reference. Now, as you can see, this type of a reference is called an article in a journal. Now, if you come to a dialog box here, you'll see that the type of the source here is article in a journal. You can change this if you're using a book, select a book. If you're using a book section, for example, a chapter, you're going to select a book section. If you're using a report, you're going to put a report. If you're using a web page, you're going to put all that. Now, the important part is to ensure you understand the type of the material you are working with. Now this, in our case here, this is an article in a journal. So we are going to select article in a journal, and then we start immediately with the authors. Now authors, it's advisable to use this edit because it enables you to put the names of the author systematically. So here we see, once you click edit, you see you need to put the last name, the first name, and middle name if any. So the last name here, if we use this author here, we can see the last name here is Tucker. We can just copy it. You copy and paste it there. The first name here is Prit. You copy and put the first name there. Now because we don't have any other author, it's only one author, we just click OK and the author will appear here. Now the second thing you want to do is you need to come to the title. We need to populate the title. You select the title. You can just select and copy paste to ensure you don't have any misspelling problems. You put that. Now the journal name always appear at the top here, International Journal of Advanced Science and Technology. You copy that as it is. You're going to put the journal name there. The year when it was published, you can see it was published in 2020. You're going to put the 2020 there. The number of pages here, the article runs from 3,812 to 3,814. So you copy that and then you put pages there. Now there are additional fields that you can add. If you click show more here, it's going to give you space to provide more information that may be available here. For example, you see here we have a volume and we have an issue or issue number. We have here volume 29, so you can write there volume 29, and this is issue number 9. You can just write issue number 9S as it is here, as you can see, and that's all you need to do. So you can say you have populated this source with all the relevant fields that are required. Now the city, the publisher, those are required if mostly it's a book, or you know the publisher, or you know the city where the publisher lives, or where the material was published, and so on and so forth. So once we have that ready, you can scroll down and you'll see there are so many other fields that you can add. For example, if there are comments, if there is a standard number, if there is a sort of title, if the article or the book was edited, you can continue and select all those. See, these are additional fields that are important, and you can add them if you want. Then once you are done, you just click OK. And as you can see on our Word document, we have added an in-text citation by Tucker 2020. Okay, let's do that again with another reference. So in this case, let us just put that cursor there accidentally or intentionally and see how we can solve that problem. Now assume you are putting an in-text citation and you put the cursor in the wrong place accidentally. Let's say your cursor was somewhere inside here and it was not your intention to have the cursor there, and it was not your intention to reference that particular section of the paper. So you proceed and you'll come to the same dialog box. Now let's select a different article. So you could have this article here. You can see this article is on COVID-19 and it has 3 authors. So you'll come here and select this is an article. You can actually say this is a website. You just put it if it's a website. If it's a document from the website, you just put document from the website. If it's an electronic source, and so on and so forth. So for this case, if you call it a journal article, you're going to select the name of the authors here. So we first of all start by populating the field for the author. We click edit. Then we come to the authors here. So you can see we have 3 authors. So we start with the last name. You put the last name there. You copy the first name. You put the first name there. Now because there are more than 3 authors, you don't click OK. You click the add sign, and that author will be listed here so that you can repeat the same process for author number 2. That's the last name. Author number 2, this is the first name, and the middle name starts with an A, not given in full. Once you are done, you click add. Then you come to author number 3. You copy the last name. Then you copy the first name. Author number 3 does not have a middle name. So once you are done, you click OK. So you can see we have 3 authors and their names are there. When you click OK, the authors are put into the correct field. Then we come to the journal article, the article title. We copy that, then we paste it there. Then we come to the journal name. Now the journal name here, we are going to have a problem because basically this is not a journal website. This is more of some materials available online. That's why you see it's titled an opinion. But if you can say it's published under the World Bank, so you can say here, you can write the World Bank. You can just write the World Bank to show that it is the one with the authority or has the publishing authority on this particular article. Then the year, it was published in year 2021. Then you have pages. It doesn't have a page because it is an online source. Then you can proceed to add additional field. If you have additional field, you can add there. But if they are not available, well and good, you can say okay. Now, the problem that we caused here intentionally was to reference the wrong place. As you can see, we referenced between the word for and the layout, which is untypical when you are writing a research paper. So we see here we have the reference at the wrong place. So what you can do, just highlight and delete the reference. So remove the reference and put the cursor where you would like to reference, where you'd like to put the in-text citation. So we want to put the in-text citation here. We put the cursor there. Then you come to citation here. And you remember this is our reference that we want to do. Now what you do, you just double click and the in-text citation will be added at the right place here. You can see it here. Now that's the basic way of referencing using our document. Now we already have two in-text citation. We have this and we have this. Let's assume we want to put, we want to finish our paper. And what we need to do here is to insert a bibliography, or you insert a reference at the end of the document. So you just come here and you're going to select the format of the bibliography. Now, generally, if you followed my previous video, I explained the differences between works cited and the bibliography. Some of the referencing style, for example, MLA, are going to call it works cited. In Harvard, it's going to be called reference list. In APA, it's simply references. And others like Chicago and others are going to call it bibliography. Now, basically here we are going to use bibliography. You just click on it and it is going to generate the bibliography for the references that we populated. Remember, we had two references here. We had this reference and this reference. So the moment you click generate bibliography, you are going to have this format here of the bibliography. Now, generally in academic, you use the same font style, font size, and so on and so forth, and you realize that this may be a different font style and colors. These are not desirable in academic. So what you do, you normally select everything and you come here and put the font size that is expected, the font size that is expected, the font style that is expected, and at the end of your document, you're going to have a uniform document as it is expected. So it's a simple process in managing references using Word document. Now, the only challenges I discussed when I was starting is that you cannot access these references elsewhere. Assume you want to do another paper on a similar topic and you want to use some of the references here, you cannot access them. As we come here and click citation, you can see we have two citations. But if we open a new Word document here and we click references and we go to citation, you see that we do not have any citation. That's why there is a very big difference between managing references using MS Word and managing references using Medley and Zotero, as I discussed in the previous video. So if you want to manage many references that you're going to cross-reference between documents and maybe between one computer and another, you would want to use a referencing manager such as Medley, like the one you can see here, or a referencing manager such as Zotero, which allows you to access all your references across all devices. If it is your iPad, your computer, your desktop, you can access all the references. But if I log in into a different computer, I will surely not be able to access these references. As you have seen, if you open a new Word document, you will not be able to access these references. So if you want to do a simple management, MS Word is just perfect for you. So I hope the steps were clear. If you have any question, you can leave in the comment, and see you in my next video.